Good afternoon and good morning. Welcome to Thursday's edition of Wake Up Call. Thursday the 29th of July. I am Craig Laird and today you might be in for a little bit of surprise, but guess who's joining me? It's Joe again. Hey Joe.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I thought I'll catch you off guard and I'll come to you first of all instead of going through all the shows.
I'm always ready. I was born ready, Craig.
You're always.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun day today. There's loads coming up, which Craig will tell you about in a moment. I think we're going to have a really chatty day today as well. There's a lot of gossiping yesterday going on in the comments, and I'm all right about that. If you want to have a little gossip with me, then you can. Crafters TV on Facebook or Crafters Companion if you're over on YouTube.
Absolutely, because it's the four of us all day, and when I say four, I mean me, I mean Joe, I mean Johnny, and I mean Charlotte as well. So we are here for, well, first show Wake Up Call here in the UK, although you guys stateside, you may have seen myself and Sarah earlier on the Ryman's Facebook page. So that's where my day kickstart. Here we are with Wake Up Call, but then after Wake Up Call, we've got another two shows still to come, and it's going to be a fun day, it's going to be a chatty day, but it's going to be a crafty day. That's what we're here for. Why is it going to be a crafty day? That's because we've got Craft Along, and it is my absolute pleasure to have the Gnomes. This is the Gnomes that are the Craft Along, and that's going to be at 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. And we're going to have Lisa and we're going to have Maxine crafting along. I don't think I've done a Craft Along where I've had two people with me. I've had one in the past, but not two. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So I know many have already liked what we're going to be making. So it's across on Crafters Companion Facebook page, my Facebook page, the shopping list as well as to what you're going to need if you do want to craft along with me. So that is going to be the first show after Wake Up Call. And then with it being Thursday, every single day we have a staple show of the day, and Thursday being Cartload. So there's going to be so much coming up throughout the day, but more specifically within that 2 hours. I say it every single Thursday, if there's any day that you really do need to shop ahead, it's Thursday, because we've got Cartload. Yes, we've got the Craft Along next, but go across, shop ahead while you're on our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu. Have a look, because I've only been able to, well, on this occasion, 3 picks. Even though it's a Cartload, I thought, just be sensible, Craig. 3 picks. So we're going to be having a look at the Gnome collection. We're going to be having a look at the Eclipse stamps, and we're also going to be having a look at the centerpieces as well coming up in Cartload. So shop ahead, make the most of the opportunity, because we just never know what's still going to be in stock come the end of the day on Cartload. So as I say, I'm here and Joe's here, and all that we need is all of you guys to get commenting, don't we, Joe?
Yeah, we do indeed. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe as well. It is going to be a really lovely day today. With myself and Craig here all day with us, which is awesome. But there's lots of awesome deals, Craig, isn't there, on the way?
There really is. Just quickly, one comment's come up. Gemma on Facebook saying, "Hi Craig and Joe. Craig, was an amazing show on Ryman's today." So thank you so much for tuning in, Gemma. It was nice to see your name popping up as well. Hopefully you're going to tune in with the Craft Along as well. That would be good, sending your picks in that Joe will go over throughout the show, and also Craft Along. Now, I did allude to it just a moment ago, but maybe you've just tuned in and you want to know exactly what the Craft Along is all about and what we're going to be using. Have a look at this. This is our nature garden. This is Gnomes. This is the 8-piece collection. Now, it is an 8-piece collection because when it launched, you guys loved it that much that the full entire collection was gone. So now what we've got is this 8-piece collection. Now this one here is 38 elements and 84 sheets of cardstock. Now from the original bundle, so I'm just wanting to make it clear here, from the original bundle, it was the little boy and the little girl that sold out. So the little boy and the little girl isn't in this 8-piece collection. But what I will say though, is what I'm going to be making in my Craft Along is what's featured within this bundle here. So what I had originally used the little girl, but then what I'd done is I readjusted it the other day because I thought it wasn't fair to do a Craft Along with something we didn't have in stock. So what we will be making, we'll be using what is in this bundle here. Now, if you're new to us, if you're new to the Craft Along, what is it all about? Well, 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. I'm going to invite you to come along and craft along with us. So we will literally, most cases, take the full 2 hours to make one project, step by step by step. I've got nothing prepped. I've got the products with me in the cardstock. We will do the cutting together, colouring together, blending together. We do everything together. You can then, of course, copy and follow what I'm doing by going on our social media. There's a list of everything that you need to create what I'm going to make, or you can change it up and do whatever you like. If you've not got the product, then this is when, on the days of Craft Along, we're coming along, giving you the opportunity to buy that bundle, that product, whatever it is the focus that we're crafting along, so that once you do get it home, as all our shows go onto YouTube, stay on YouTube, many will be watching from YouTube, and you can then craft along till your heart's content at your own speed. Only thing I like to point out, of course, we won't be live, but that doesn't matter in the fact of you can pause us, you can rewind us, you can fast forward bits if you want, but you can continue to craft along whenever you like. So that's what that's about. So if you do want that 8-piece bundle, £60 or $80, that's today's price. But if you're a platinum member, that comes down to £48 or $64. So when it comes to the today's price, works out that you're saving 10%, but then it comes down even more if you are platinum. So really nice saving on something that's come back as the Craft Along. And this is the first Craft Along featuring this Gnomes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in something easily, and I say easily, can work in conjunction with the Gnome collection, because guess what I'm going to do, Joe, in my demo today?
I have no idea.
You've not... Oh, ba-dum-bum. That's a Ben joke. That is a Ben joke. Yeah, see, Charlotte agrees as well. Yeah, it's a Ben joke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Eclipse dies. Now, what I was kind of thinking of last night when I was prepping, within this bundle here, and I'm going to tell you this bundle first of all, the Eclipse stamp collection with 60 elements, that includes your alphabet dies and all of these stamps. Today's price being £38 here in the UK or $45. Best price yet, saving 30%, but with the platinum that comes down to £30.40 or $36. Now there's not many of these ones here. This is certainly one of the highlight that I would definitely highlight to shop ahead on the show. When I was prepping last night, I don't know until the morning that I come in as to what is kind of on the verge of selling out. This one isn't looking too good to be lasting too much longer. So therefore, do shop ahead if you are in the market for this one. But what I've done with my demo we're ready to do, just briefly before we go on to our last item, is we featured these a few times since these launched. Now, when we feature them, myself, the two Debbies, Jan, Fiona, we tend to always focus on the stamps. Now what I'm going to do for today is we'll focus on the stamps and we'll make all occasion cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the dies, but we're going to use pattern paper from the Gnome collection, and then we're going to make a Christmas card. Because off the top of my head, I've not seen any one of us on the team make a Christmas card with the Eclipse dies. So that's what we're going to do in Wake Up Call. So we'll show you a different take. Maybe you've got them, maybe you've not, but a really nice way to use them. So that one being the cart load later on at the end of the day. But we're not going far from cart load. We're sticking with cart load, and what we're going to be doing is focusing on the centerpieces. So cool, so fun, so dynamic in the different ways in which you can use them. Now these ones here being the Centerpiece Create a Card Cartload Collection, £20.97 or $27.19, that one being today's price. And then when it comes to the today's price, it is limited stock and it's saving 30%. Platinum price £16.78, $21.75, and these enable you to create these really fun centerpiece cards. Now the main image actually die cuts within the centre of your card. Go figure. I know, who would have thought that? But they do. So that is what's going to be coming up in Cartload if the stock is remaining. It was one that I wanted to highlight within Wake Up Call, and that's what we're going to be looking at also within Wake Up Call. So whether you're going to be coming along and joining us with the Craft Along with Nature Garden Gnome Collection, 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time, or you want to come back or stay with us, please do stay with us on this Thursday and see myself and Joe come back together again at the end of the day, being here in the UK, night time for Cartload, that being 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Whether it's nice little scene build collection you want to do with the gnomes, whether you're wanting to have your alphabets, because you can use these just as standalone alphabets, or you want to make really quick but really, really fun centerpiece cards, we've got a lot of these different areas covered for you, including colouring as well. So this is why really is going to be an absolutely jam-packed day, like it would do any day, Joe, on Crafters TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Loads of you chatting away with us as well. This one's just for Charlotte. Jamesy O'Sullivan's just simply says, Craig, next slide, please. So funny. If you didn't see the last night's show, yeah, it's right here in the chat. If you didn't see last night's show, we were just winding Charlotte up a little bit last night. Now, something we launch every single Monday here on Crafters TV during Wake Up Call is, of course, the Get It, Got It, Good. And this week's is brilliant. It is a 6-piece essential glue collection. So you're going to get 2 of tacky glue, which has been out of stock. It's back. You're also going to get the 3D glue gel as well. 2 of those, as well as the all-purpose glue. A great chance for you to restock on those 3 essential items. So don't miss out on that saving there. Next slide, please, Charlotte. There we are. Loads of you tuning in from all over and saying hello today. Mary is in from Tipperary. It's a long way apparently. Marie says hello.
Hey Charlotte, that's where it is.
Sorry, what was that?
Charlotte's saying, where is it? And I said, it's a long way.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way, I know. It's in Ireland. You're welcome, Charlotte. Laura says, good morning from Stafford, Virginia. Jane Austin is in a rainy way. Michelle is in Virginia. Latonya's in Alabama. And Doris is in North Carolina. Everyone is very excited, Craig, for a very action-packed day today here on Crafters TV. It's at 4, we're renaming it. Thursday, the 29th of July will forever be known as Craig Day now here on Crafters TV.
Where did that come from?
Sorry?
Where did that come from? Craig Day?
Craig Day.
Craig Day.
It is Craig Day.
Oh, well, if today's Craig Day,
because Craig's doing all 3 shows, that's why.
Do you know what I'm doing tomorrow?
All 3 shows, yeah.
All 3 shows as well. All right, Johnny, okay. She was jumped down my ear there and said, again. You're not in tomorrow, Johnny, so you don't need to worry. Neither are you, Charlotte. You don't need to worry. You guys, you got me all day. Yeah, actually, Joe as well. Joe as well all day tomorrow. So all of us together. It's all of our real Friday tomorrow. Me and Joe anyway. But that's tomorrow. We don't need to think about tomorrow just yet because we've got a full day coming up already. Let's have a look at, we're going to have a look at the Eclipse stamps. Now when it comes to these Eclipse stamps here, this is where you're going to be getting 60 elements in total. Now within these ones here, you're going to be getting the dies. You're going to be getting the stamps as well. These are then, you're going to see them on your screen just in a moment or two. And these are so fun because what you're going to be doing is you can be creating your background with the stamps, or as I'm going to show you, use your pattern paper. You're going to raise your sentiment up using the alphabets, and then you're going to give them that little bit of a drop shadow. So what you would usually do is the bits that you die cut would usually go in the waste, but we don't want to do that. We want to keep them and use them. That is the Eclipse stamp collection with 60 elements in total. Now today's price being £38 or $45, but then it comes down to £30.40 or $36 platinum price. You guys across Central Europe, you just need to go to .eu, and these enable you to make these super, super cool cards. Now, as I say, what we do tend to do in the past when we featured these ones is we use the stamps, and the stamps are within the bundle, but I'm going to show you a bit of a different way as well. Really, really good card here, lovely card here that I've got. You know, we're just having Pride Month as well, would be really good for that. But then bringing in maybe your best of British there, this one being Queen. And you know, you do have to look, but then in the angles that you turn them, because you raise them up, it really is like a fun bit play on the eyes. You don't need to do them, you know, a specific way. You can have them vertically, horizontally. You can do them all different manners and different styles that you can see there. With our dark card, maybe you're going to be doing Miri card at the back of it. This one's saying Wish here. Show you a few more. So you can actually colour the die cut pieces that you've got there. But then what you can also do as well is you can be using them as standalone alphabets, which I've explained in the past, Joe. primarily these alphabet dies, I actually do use them more as standalone alphabets than I do the actual Eclipse style, because there is different ways that you could do it. So I think what we'll do is I'll get myself sorted, because I can see so many comments just coming in. I did see one on Facebook, I can't see the name, Craig, nothing prepped, one of us then. I don't know what that means. Craig, nothing prepped. Obviously to do with...
Talking about craft along, Craig.
Craft along.
Yeah, Gita talking about craft along. Basically, yeah, she's saying that they never have anything prepped at home. So there you go, you're one of the viewers now. Gemma Wilson says, I so need the gnomes. You really do. It's an incredible collection, those gnomes. Gemma saying an amazing show on the Ryman Facebook page this morning, Craig. Who else we got here? Shadiah. I said, almost missed this show. Busy putting away my die collection in folders. Oh my world. Feel like I have a store running here for Crafters Companion. And Lynn Harvey saying, it's Joe and Craig Day. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Purple heart, purple heart, purple heart. That's the emojis, obviously. Yeah, any questions that you've got about anything on the show, get them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're across on YouTube. Yeah, and all of everything you need to know about that later craft along you'll find over on our social media. So all the bits and bobs that you need are all posted up over there. So I do hope you'll join us. I do hope we'll get lots of people crafting along live with us today as well, Craig.
I hope so. It would be really, really good. Do you know what would be really good to see as well? If you had been crafting along with me over the last 4 Wednesdays to make the planner, Christmas planner that we made, send your pictures in as well this morning onto Wake Up Call, because it would be really good. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, just put planner in the title if you want to, and we'll show them in Wake Up Call. If they don't come in time, maybe if I twist Johnny's arm, we'll maybe show them throughout today as well on Crafters TV, but get them sent in to see what you have been making. So that is craft along, but let's have a look at what we're going to be showing you. Well, kind of a mix, still with craft along, but then with these Eclipse stamps. So having already gone over all of the details for you with the Eclipse stamps, what I've done is I have taken one of the 12 by 12 papers, and I have used one of my large circle nesting dies. So it's one of the larger ones that I have from my own stash. It's that big that this one is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 in diameter when it comes to this large nesting die, this one being a circle one. And then this is where, instead of using our stamps, we are replacing the stamp background with pattern paper. So I thought, let's go with Let It Snow. So what I'm going to do is let's bring in let, so we'll go for the T. Now I'm not going to do it, I'm going to do that separately on smaller dies that I've got. I'll show you that just shortly. So we'll do let it and then snow. So let's go S, N and O, P. P? No, W. So there we go. So we've got Let It Snow. And what I'm doing, Joe, making sure, there we go, my end's the right way. I'm going to space it so it's nicely spaced, but I want to make a little bit of a strip within the middle that's going to leave a little space for me to do the word it, but with smaller dies that I've got in my stash. So I'm going to get them into position that I want. What you could always do as well is use your lines within your glass mat as a bit of a guide. So then what we can do, if I move that L back down, so let's bring our ruler in line, so we can then do the L, and then we can pretty much run the rest of the letters along the way with our low-tack tape. So if I put that one on, and then put that one on here. So there's let, and then what we can do the same with snow. So I can line these ones up, and then I can run this one through what will need to be my large Gemini, because this circle is just a little bit too wide for my Gemini Junior or my Gemini Midi. So let's line that one up, and then secure it, and then we will die cut it. There we go, happy with that. So let's do our cut and plate, and then I'll wait to run that one through, Joe.
Awesome. Sarissa says, I missed the shows yesterday, I'll have to catch up today. You will, it's a great point. You can catch up anytime you like on any of our shows over on the website, craftscompanion.co.uk.com or .eu. They are all there forever. Approaching, Craig, can you believe 2 years worth of shows?
I know. Scary, isn't it? Really
Time flies,
scary.
isn't it?
And to think from where we started as well, to where we are now. Our tiny little shed, just at the other side there, and now look where we are. It's awesome. It really is. But here we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove all of these. Now what I want to do is I want to be careful because I want this full background, but I also want the letters. So we can then pop these ones out. So we've done let, and then let's bring in the snow. So we're going to carefully take them off. Now with any of the letters where you have a little aperture bit that comes out, for instance the O, we want to keep that centre bit. So let's go snow, we need the O in the snow, and then we're going to come in with the N. So there's our let and snow. So we've got let, we've got snow, and we've also got our background. Then what I'm going to do, now I'm only going to do this with the let for time, but I would do exactly the same for the snow. And I'm actually using some Pearl card that's from Sarah's Glistening Snowflake collection last year. So we've got some of the blue and some of this white, because what I have also done, using the next size up of my circle nesting die, which was 6 3/4 by 6 3/4, I've matte and layered this onto my next layer of white. And so you can see I've just fussy cut all the way around. Because I didn't want to see the white on the back, I only wanted to see this white outline. And then with another size up, which was 7 inches by 7 inches, in this navy pearl, also from Glittering Snowflake, what will happen is you just start to see that dark tone coming through, but that's good. That's what you want, because what we're going to do is a little bit of an offset shadow with what we've cut, and that's going to give it that white outline all the way around.
Awesome. Latonya says, I have a question about the Gemini machines. Is there a size of machine between the Junior and the Pro?
So the Junior and the Pro. So yeah, so that's the one that I've just used here, which is what we would say is the original, which is the A4 die cutting machine. So we'll have the Junior, we have the original, which is A4, and then we have the Pro, which is the huge one, huge big A3 one. So that is the middle one.
Amazing. Hannah Hicks says, Joe, how can we sponsor you for your marathon? Marathons? I'm doing 2 now, Craig. Can you believe it?
You're doing 2?
Doing 2 now, 2 weeks apart. 2 in 2 weeks, yeah.
Wow.
Berlin and Manchester. I haven't sorted it out yet because the thing is, Craig, we're not hugely sure yet if I'm going to be able to travel to Germany to run the first one or not. I think I will. It all looks fine at the moment.
Okay.
But I will let you know. In fact, I'll probably bore you with the details of it nearer the time. So don't you worry about that, Hannah.
Will you be doing sponsor?
Sorry?
Will you be doing sponsor?
Yeah, I will be. I'll be running it for the Albert Kennedy Trust, who are a charity that help LGBTQ homeless youth charity. So that's what I'll be running it for, and I will give you details nearer the time.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, because I'm sure we'll all love to share that as well for you, Joe. Sponsor, yeah? So when's that, or when are they both?
26th of September is the first one, and then the second one is 2 weeks later. So is it like the 10th of October, maybe, something like that? Okay. So yeah. I don't know why I decided to sign up for a second one.
Sharon's just said what I was thinking, and that was, you're crazy.
Yeah, I was, the reason was for doing 2, because I thought if I just do the first one and I can't travel there, then then all that effort and training has gone to waste because I won't be able to do the marathon. So I thought if I do sign up for the Manchester one as well, at least if I couldn't get to the first one, I then have the second one. So if I go through the effort of raising the money and all that sort of stuff, I still will at least get to do 1. But now I'm probably going to do 2 marathons.
Yeah. Oh, well then. Rather you than me, that's for sure. Yeah, still can't get into running, Joe. Nah.
I think anyone can
tried, but
couch to 5K, Craig. That's what you need to start.
Now, someone else did say that to me, yeah, and I can't remember who it was, but someone did mention that to me.
It's very good.
Maybe, might. No, I'm not going to say I'll look into it, 'cause probably won't.
You're not going to what, sorry?
I'm not going to say I'm going to look into it, because I'm not going to do it.
You're not going to do it.
No.
How are you going to? You're just not going to. You've got too much crafting to do.
Exactly. Loads and loads. I'll just sit and craft and run. Now what I've done there is I've done a little bit of a drop shadow there with my white card, so you can see that pattern navy against that white creates that shadow, which works a treat. Now what I've already done is I popped some foam pads on the back of these ones, so I've not done anything different other than what I'd done a moment ago, but I've got some foam pads on the back, so I can take them ones out the way and I can bring these ones in. So we've got snow, and then the same with the O, and I've still got the little bit that's popped out of the middle. So then what we can do is we can start to assemble this. So let's bring in this one here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and for time and speed, what I'm going to do is use my tacky glue. So let's just get our tacky glue coming down to the bottom here. So we're going to go round. So either your tacky glue or your dotty tape runner, because you've got some of the little areas within the die cut. So what you want to do is you want to make sure any of these little bits that are die cut around the top of the T and the E, the L, into the W, all of these have got adhesive on them. So we're going to go in, so into these bits here, into the S. So we can then come along and we can put that straight into the middle. And the reason I took out the center of this white circle on the back is it's not going to stand out as well once I come along with the letters, because that's going to be white against the white on the background. So it's not going to be as impactful. So therefore, you do actually want the background to be quite dark. That's when you really are going to see the difference. So if I add a little bit more tacky glue, and then for this one, I'm just going to use my tape runner, Joe. And then what we can start to do, this is the even more fun bit, as you see it starting to come into fruition. So let's add our tape. Going to go into a 8x8 card blank, keeping it square, no other mats and layers, keeping it the way that it is. We can then pop this one on. And I'm using the Gnome paper pad, but you could be doing this for any occasion. I've taken the backing off my foam pads. Now what I'm going to do is pretty much my blue pattern paper, I'm going to line that up basically so it's going straight back into where it's die cut out. But what happens is because you've done a drop shadow with the white, you can see how you start to get that eclipse effect. So amazing. I'm going to keep going. And a few of these, what I've still got is the backing to come off, and I'm quite keen to take all the backing off, Joe, so I'll probably go quiet just for a moment or two.
Am I being silly? Does that just, are we doing let snow or let it snow?
We're doing let it snow.
Okay.
But it will all come to life in a moment once I've done this bit, and I'll show you what I've already done.
Because I thought you'd forgot to put it in there, and I was thinking, no. Oh, snow.
Now, I could have done it if I used even bigger dies, because you can see here, if I bring in one of them, see how it just fits and no more? Maybe would have been a bit more tight than I need it to be. All I would have done, of course, is made my layers bigger, but I liked the size to go on an 8x8, so I thought instead of showing you how you can use the Eclipse dies to form it in the Eclipse way, we're going to break it up slightly. So we're doing let and snow in the Eclipse way, and then I'll bring in a die cut piece that I've done beforehand, and then that will have it on it.
Awesome. Adriana says, go Joe. She says, I've completed 13 half marathons and started to train for number 14 in December. How amazing is that?
Wow.
That's incredible, Adriana. Congratulations. Lisa says these dies are perfect for every occasion. They really are. And also, I know you're using them here in the Eclipse style, which is how they've been designed, Craig, but they're a brilliant alphabet just to have as a general alphabet sat in your stash, aren't they? Yeah. Really legible, a lovely size as well for personalisation. So great that you've got that in there, and then you can do this awesome technique with them as well. You
can, and these are the ones I picked up on earlier on where I was saying that To be honest with you, Joe, I don't actually use these a lot in the Eclipse style. I actually use them as standalone alphabet dies for my cards, so that if I'm doing personalisation. So yes, they are great for the Eclipse, but as you say there, quite rightly, you don't have to just use them in that way. Use them as standalone alphabet dies because they're really good. They're readable, but what they're good at as well is being slightly different style of font than some of our other alphabets that we've got within the range. So a really good one just to have within your stash.
Yeah, really, really awesome set. Pamela says, wow, those are some tiny foam pads, Craig.
These are actually our large foam pads that I have cut down. And as it was rather quite busy this morning having the Ryman's Facebook Live, this is the sort of bit that I would have already peeled off and on the backing of old background sheets of my foam pad.
Right.
But as I say, because it's been rather busy, I'd never got round to taking all the backings off. But there we go. That's it in its form. This little bit here as well that's die cut out, we keep that. We can then add that back in. Use our pokey tool, and then what we can do is if I bring in what I've already die cut, where I've taken my small.
Perfect.
Now this is from our quite an old collection, our Desire. We don't have the Desire brand anymore, but this is from the Desire from a number of years ago, alphabet range, so really quite small. And I used a couple of pearls as well from my Hunky Dory pearls. And I've lifted that up, and then that can go within the middle into a little banner strip, and we've got Let It Snow in the Eclipse form, where you've got that nice shadowed eclipse effect in a nice 8x8 card. But another nice way to show you, instead of using the stamps as a background, and with us always being on YouTube, when we featured them in the past using the stamps, go back, have a look at them, replicate and copy what we've done with the stamps. But at least now, this goes to show you can use your pattern papers and also now use them with us going into the Christmas card season over the next few months. So nice different take as well for you. Being with the Eclipse stamp and die collection, $38.45. It is the best price yet. Not only is it the best price yet, but it comes down even more if you are platinum. £30.40 or $36. That's coming up in Cartload at the end of the day with myself and Joe, 7 o'clock, 2 p.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern time for you guys stateside.
Absolutely, it is. I need to give you a heads up as well of something else that's coming up in that later Cartload show that is very busy already. It's Centura Pearl metallic card in A4, A5 and A6. You buy the A4 and the A5 and get essentially the A6 free of charge in here, which is brilliant. 108 sheets within there in the precious metals. First of all, I've seen the precious metals in the smaller sizes. So it's really lovely that we've got a good variation of sizes. Less than £12 or $17 for Club Inspire Platinum members, which is brilliant. Gemma says, that card looks stunning, Craig. Patty says, I'm with Craig. I'd rather craft than run. There you are. I think my running's better than my crafting, to be honest. That's definitely for sure. If you've got any questions at all, please get them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. If you're watching us over on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. Details of where you can find us. I want to share with you details again of the 8-piece Gnome collection that's coming up. There is a craft along, of course, for you coming up 3 p.m. today here in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast, 7 a.m. West Coast time. It's a really lovely, succinct collection there of the gnomes. You're going to get in there embossing folders, 12x12 pad. You've got the vellums in there, the pearlescent pad too, as well as stamps and dies with the gnome child, and also you've then got the gnome village in the stamps. And you've got the Gnome Home stencil and die as well. It's been such a popular collection since we launched it. Brilliant that your platinum pricing is less than £50 or $65. So I think if you've been waiting for a slightly smaller collection, then this would be it. We also have a vellum and pearl pad available for you too. A lot of people going for this. You get 12 sheets of the 6 sheets of acetate, 6 sheets of vellum in there, and then 24 sheets of that awesome pearlescent cardstock. Great to use with the gnomes, but also great to use on its own as well. It's a really lovely colourway, selection of colourways in there for you. On its gnome, use it on its gnome, see? I wish you could hear Charlotte. Charlotte just went, oh. I could hear her rolling her eyes from in here. She loves the dad bants, doesn't she, Craig?
She does. She really does. Yeah. You know, because you say a dad joke and you just hear this, oh, and then you hear a. So yeah, it's tickled her. Johnny, he's just gone. He's just gone. He just loves it. He absolutely loves it. You loved my rum-pum-pum yesterday.
Rum-pum-pum-pum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, rum-pum-pum-pum. S. Rooks would just like to know, how did you cut out those perfect circles for that last card, Craig?
So that was the way they explained being large circle nesting dies that I've got at home. So they're not our range because they are large circle nesting dies. There's loads out there on the market you just need to check out.
There you are. Hope that helps. And also Pamela Evans asking what size is A6? Great question.
A6 is half of A5. So Pamela, are you UK or US? So well, basically, if you were to take one of our junior plates, so take one of our junior plates in half, that's A5, A6, sorry. So A6, this is A5, then A4.
Yeah.
When you giggle, I can see you on the screen here, giggling.
Could we do it? It's 105 millimeters. It's just over 10 centimeters by 14 centimeters. 10 by 14 centimeters, which in inches, Craig, is.
No, don't ask me.
4.1 by 5.8.
I thought Pamela was meaning what's the card size?
Essentially, it's just a little out on a 6x4, isn't it?
Yeah. Or half an A5 as a crafter.
Rum-pum-pum-pum-pum.
Rum-pum-pum-pum. There we go. You might want to do a little bit of rum-pum-pum-pum with the gnomes, and that is within this little collection that we've got here. Nice way that we can end each of our segments now with a little bit of a rum-pum-pum-pum.
Next slide, please.
There we go, £60 or $80. That's today's price when it comes to the Gnome collection. 8-piece collection, 38 sheets or 38 elements and 84 sheets. But this one here with today's price, you're saving over 10%. But then with Platinum, that comes down to £48 or $64 within that one there. Still cardstock, still pattern paper with all these additional bits as well. So let's have a look at the boards to see exactly what you're going to be getting within these ones here. And this being the super fun and actually the very versatile Christmas embossing folder. This doesn't just mean it has to be used for the gnomes. You've got that nice arch within the snowfall or the snow flurry, so you could be using that elsewhere as well. So you've got that nice little embossing folder. Then you've got Gnome Home on this one here. I want to know who in product development was naming all of these as well. Who got that fun job? Wasn't down to Ben anyway, that's right. Oh, actually, maybe they've asked Ben. Ben with his dad jokes, maybe asked him. But this one being Gnome Home on this one here, this is all about building seams. I just keep thinking of E.T. Phone Home. I don't know why.
As Johnny says it, Gnome Home.
Gnome Home.
Gnome Home.
Gnome Home. So we've got the two toadstools, we've got their little houses, you've got some of the trees as well. Then we're going on to a little bit of kissing gate on this one here. You've got the gate within the love hearts, you've got the mistletoe as well as the holly, the trees. You know who you're going to be kissing under that kissing gate this year. Do tell. That what Joe's getting going, he's getting going. Can you hear him there? Lips together. We've got the stamps on this one. Each of these, the one I showed you and also these ones here, you've got some sentiments as well. Now, I'm not going to read all the sentiments, but they are very Ben-esque dad joke kind of sentiments as well. Yes, yeah, Charlotte went, don't bother. So
Charlotte just goes, yeah, don't bother.
Yeah, don't bother. We'll go through them all.
Charlotte's in a very sassy mood today, isn't she?
Very, she had her double jab, so maybe that's put
no, she's always like it.
There's no stopping her now. So we've then got the Gnome Village on this one here. So this one is a stencil as well as a die. So what you can do is you can die cut all these elements out to create the toadstool home, and then when it comes to the stencil, what you can then do is stencil all the details on into here, there. So again, really nice one to build that full scene of the toadstool home. Then we're going into Gnome Child. Now this is one that's going to be featured within my craft along later on. You've got the stamps, you've got the dies, but what you've also got as well here is you've got this nice little stencil. This then allows you to decorate the gnomes in 3 different ways. So you might want to colour them, but you might want to stencil through them and create different outfit looks if you want, then you can do that one. But once again, coming up to the top here, you've got all your different sentiments and banners and that as well. Then we're going to go into the 12 by 12. Now it's one pad of 12 by 12 pattern paper that you get, but we've split it over 2 in this lineup here, because this one you've got your reds and you've got your greens, you've got your foresty looks, natural looks as well within this one here. So I'll show you a few more, all double-sided. You will find a lot of tartan and plaid that runs throughout this whole collection, but you've got little bits that you could die cut out. You've also got some of the images, really nice squares that you could chop out and make little cute tags if you wanted to. So that's one half of the 12 by 12, but then the other half is more of your icy colours. You've got your lilacs, you've got some purples as well. This is where I took the paper for that last demonstration with the Eclipse. So you've got that different look, very kind of Nordic, Scandinavian sort of look within these ones here. The designs match the colour, or the designs match the pages that I showed you before. It's the colour tones that differ. So we can go through, have a flick through some more of these ones. Love these ones as well. Also going to be featured within my craft along in specific areas of the project. So all double-sided. Lots of these that you could be cutting down, creating banners or creating strips, creating your own faux borders if you want. Ribbon borders you could be doing here. So that's your 12 by 12 with your pattern. And then last but not least, still sticking with the 12 by 12, but this time we've got our block colours. This one being more of a pearl card within these ones, with your greens, your reds, your lilacs, and also your ice blues, which all 4 then match the pattern paper and the colour tone that runs throughout that full patterned paper I showed you a minute ago. So that, say 8 piece, this is where you can see you get a lot even within this 8 piece, all of which is going to be featured. Well, it's not all going to be featured within the craft along, but you will be able to do the craft along using this specific bundle if you come back at a later date. And then I think, before we go on and do a little bit of a demo, this is where this is so cool. So I know we do have on the show as well another set where we've got some acetate and vellum that coordinate with the collection. So you can be adding your acetate and vellum as well. So you can do your larger cards if you want to. So although they're quite small dies and small images, you can see, Joe, that you can very easily build a big card if you want to. You know, you've got a lot of free space to be creative, such as this one here. But then if you do want to stay smaller, then you can create your smaller cards that you can see adorable. Here. So Z-fold cards, you know, you can do your side stepper cards, your easel cards that you can see here. Lovely, so fun to make. And yes, you can do your stenciling, you can do your masking, your Pebeo, that's what I'm trying to think of, Pebeo masking gum, or you can simply stamp, colour and die cut and build your scenes in those ways with your foam pads or glue gels. So lots of different ways in which you can use them. And black is going to work a treat within this one, so much so that in one of the layers on this one that I'm away to do in a minute, Joe, is going to have a bit of black to it.
Awesome, lots of you loving these. Christine Bird, this is for you, Charlotte. She says, loving the gnome jokes, Joe. There you are. Pamela Evans says, I'm in the US and you two crack me up.
What, like me and you, or Charlotte and
me
Johnny
and you,
too?
I think, yeah. Gnome home. It reminds me of the Smurfs home, says Vicky Cook. Vicky also says, I love the pink and blue colours. Yeah, it's really nice colour tone. It's got a bit of a sort of Scandi vibe to it, hasn't it? Which is really nice. It was so popular before. It continues to be really popular now today as well. I think a lot of people are going to be making a lot of their Christmas cards from this collection this year, Craig.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And do you know something? Do you want a little bit of a tease?
Yeah, go on.
Tomorrow, if you love the gnomes, tomorrow we and Joe, we as in me and Joe, we've got a very special launch day tomorrow. Courtesy of Creative Expressions, which the umbrella of woodwear are under the umbrella of Creative Expressions. Someone's a really good friend of mine, Francois Reed, and she's created some gnome stamps, and we have got them tomorrow on launch day. They are
awesome.
super cool, and they're bigger than our ones as well. So if you want to make big cards with them, like big focal point cards, then great. They're also going to work with our papers and even our embellishments and that from this set too. So that's tomorrow launch day with me and Joe.
Awesome. 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. East Coast time. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that one, Craig. Real Friday, fake Friday. Let me try that again. Real Friday, fake Friday for us both tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen? It's like a full moon, isn't it? That's what it feels like. They rarely come around, Craig.
Do you know something? It's been a while since I've had a Friday being a real Friday. Usually, it's the last few weekends. So I was in Saturday last weekend. I was in the full weekend before. I was in the Sunday before that. So yeah, it's going to be a weekend. Real Friday weekend. What mischief can we get up to?
Oh, absolutely tons.
Tons.
Loads. I think we're going to be a couple of mischievous elves tomorrow.
Poor George Square when it comes to Colour Me Happy tomorrow. We'll be either tired or we will be hanging from the rooftops with excitement.
Hanging from the rooftop, right.
Hanging is some of the... hanging as some of the Scottish would say.
Hanging?
Hanging. Or if the other one is if you have had a little bit too much to drink the next day where you're hanging. Not hanging from the rooftops.
But do you say hanging for that as well?
Yeah, so you could either be hanging or you could be hanging. Or you could literally just be like hanging about.
Sounds like you're saying something completely different when you say it like that.
You think that English language in general is just hard, with there, and there, where, and where. Even in Scotland, we've got hanging, we've got hanging, we've got whatever the other one I said as well. Hanging, hanging, and hanging meaning different. Yeah, anyway. Oh, it's a whole different thing. Yeah, absolutely, Charlotte. Thank you for just pointing me down by saying, Craig, get on with it.
Charlotte was like, next slide, please.
Yeah, she's like, next slide. She went, shut up, just get on with your stamping. What can't become a thing?
Next slide, please.
All right, okay.
It's a thing already. Poor Charlotte hates it.
Now, what I've done is I've gone with the Gnome Village here, and then what I'm going to do is I've gone in with my Flagstone alcohol-proof ink pad here. And we can then go in, we're going to press, I'm going to use my 6x6 stamp platform, and then what we can do is... I'm just having a look as well. Shane on Facebook is saying, Craig, I saw those, so referring to the gnome stamps from Francois, I saw those, happy you will have these on CC. They are massive stamps, so yeah, good sizable ones. Also Jane Guild, who designs for Creative Expressions, we've got some of hers on tomorrow as well. And what hers are really good at, for an example, let's say a really nice Christmas bauble, but they've got something like this, little circles, so you can pop your gems or you can put your accents in. Nice fun little stamps that we're going to have on launch day tomorrow as well, so a nice collection.
Is it all stamping, Craig, that show tomorrow?
It's focused on stamping. Yep, but we will have some other Creative Expressions products as well, but the launch is focused all around Francois and Jane's stamp sets. So here we go. So now that I've stamped this one out, I'm going to go in with my tri-blends and we can start to do a little bit of colouring. I'm going to start with the top of the toadstool and we'll go, I think we'll add some blending and shading on this one here before we come and finish off with some detail, Joe.
James E is saying that in Wales, the words year, ear and here are all said in the same way. I used to be able to do quite a good Welsh accent. Now no, I can't. I just can't get in the zone for it today.
No, I'm not good with accents, as we've learned.
Gemma Wilson says that I'm from Aberdeen but now live in Chesterfield and people don't understand me at times still. I go straight back to it when I talk to my sister who still lives up there. Funny how when I speak to people from Essex, I go like even more Essex than I'm already.
Johnny's just said, is Aberdeen proper broad? Even Aberdonian and Glaswegian.
Can you do an Aberdonian accent for us?
No, I can't. No. I can sometimes struggle, Johnny, with the Glaswegian accent. I can even sometimes struggle with the Aberdonian as well. Sometimes, yeah, it can be really strong. So I get where you're coming from, Gemma. Yeah.
Aberdonian's a great word, isn't it?
Aberdonian, yeah. The Granite City. It's, I really like Aberdeen. Aberdeen's a really nice place. Got a great little, it's not so little, carnival, Sunset Boulevard. It's huge now. Little, I keep saying little, it's not roller coasters with all the big rides, ghost train, got indoor with all the bowling and go-kart, oh there's loads, I love it. Not been for years, I need to go.
Sounds awesome, let's go now.
It is, let's go.
Diane says, sorry?
Frankie and Benny's at the side.
Are you working for the tourist board?
The Scottish tourist board. Join in tomorrow, we'll go through Edinburgh.
Okay, I'll be here tomorrow. Diane says, can you just say what Craig is using for the outline stamping, please?
I absolutely can do indeed. So it was our Finesse alcohol-proof flagstone that I used for the outline of this one here, being the alcohol-proof because I'm coming in now with the alcohol ink pads being a tri-blend. And the ink pad that I am using is in stock, it is on our website. So anything that you see myself or any of us use on any of the shows that maybe we don't talk about or refer to, website is always the place to go, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu. And what I would always suggest as well, every couple of days or so, always have a look at the tabs that run along the top. We've got new products in, new Christmas products in. Recently, of course, we've had new Hunky Dory in, but then we've got like download sections and everything like that. And some of the things that you can download, Joe, are quite cool. You know, there's some papers, digi-stamps from Sarah's Signature, Nature Garden. Always check them out because it's a little gold mine at time, that's for sure.
It really is.
It's nice to have a peruse while you're there. So let's go in with, I don't know if I actually want that one. Let's go in with gold, I was about to say coral, gold brown blend. So that was dark red blend that we've gone in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the colour, and let's do underneath. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to colour it all in with the lightest tone, and then I'll start to do the blending on this one.
Apparently, Christine just lets me know that fit like means how are you doing?
How are you? What you like? What
fit like.
What you fit like?
Oh, fit like.
Fit like. Yeah. How you doing? Fit like. Fit like you do.
Oh, you would so like fit like would be me asking you how your day was going.
I'd come in and I'd say, hey Joe, fit like.
Means something completely different in the south.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh no, we do say that as well. Yeah, you know, if you think someone's looking fit, you know, we do say that. But no, we would, you know, or we would say fit like the day, Joe. My granddad used to say it. He used to call me Doodles. He'd say fit like the day, Doodles. It's like, oh.
Your childhood sounds like you grew up in Balamory. It really does. I love it.
Certainly wasn't Balamory, that's for sure. Certainly wasn't a castle. What your fettle is, Charlotte, is what your granddad you. Yeah, what's your fettle like? What's your fettle like? Oh my God, gosh, my memories of my granddad have just come flooding back right now. Do you know that? I mean, I don't understand what's going on, people, so I don't know. Our poor US viewers have not got a clue what we're talking about.
Maybe we need some. I've got back some strange US terms. Send us some of those over in the comments. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube's. Gnomes are growing on me, says Nancy. You want to see? I'm not sure. Well, maybe you want to see something about that. I think she means the gnomes as in the collection is growing on her. Yeah, it is an awesome collection. And the thing is now as well, the great thing is that we've got still 2 of the pads in stock. The vellums acetates are in stock as well. And a good selection of the stamps and dies. I mean, this kit will sell out. And when it does, then the kit will just continue to get smaller and smaller. So I think if you miss the launch deal, you still want a really comprehensive bundle of this that you're going to be able to create a lot of cards with, then this is definitely that collection, so I wouldn't hesitate to get it. Carol Fisher says, can you use the quick dry inks with the tri-blends?
So the quick dry, you will have a strong possibility of it bleeding out.
Bleeding?
So, bleeding out, yeah. The outline of the stamped impression, if you're using quick dry, it's going to bleed because it's alcohol. It's going to pull the colour out of the outline. So when it comes to colouring, you know, and one of the things I'm proud of is here, we don't stand here and say, you need this, you need that, you have to get it. What I would say, if there was anything that I would really recommend to get the perfect colouring, do invest in our alcohol. This is our finesse alcohol proof. We've got black, we've got flagstone, we've got pebble and rustic brown. For stamping, I would suggest that you have, even if it's just one, flagstone, bit of a black, bit of a grey, a nice one to have, waterproof and alcohol proof being this one, and that's going to cover all your alcohol colour, water colour. So I would highly suggest you invest in one each of them at least, and then that way you know you're going to get the perfect stamping, but you're going to get that perfect colouring as well, with no bleeding or anything like that.
Awesome. Diane has commented in. I would say Diane Flattery will get you over. She says, Joe, I love it when you're on. Heart faces. You're a funny, good-looking lad. Your sense of humour is hilarious, and your fashion is wonderful. Every day should be a Joe day. My work here is done. Thank you, Diane. You've made my day.
Hi, Mrs. Remblance. I hope you're doing well.
No, I'm no relation to Diane Hackett on YouTube. I mean, I think my mum would be flattered that you think she could use YouTube, to be fair. Gita says, toadstools also good in fairy scenes. They are, and there's lots of toadstools within here. It's very, it does have a bit of a Smurf-like feel to it, doesn't it, this collection? But also quite Scandinavian as well at the same time, which is excellent.
I'm the same as, let me have a look at the comments, Nancy on YouTube, where I would say maybe up to only up to last year. I was never a big Gnome fan, certainly for Christmas or that. And then there was a company last year, it wasn't us, but a company did bring out a little collection where there was gnomes on it. It was a Christmas collection, and I did look at it and thought, actually, that looks quite fun. But then we've come along and we've just pipped them with the post when it comes to the designs and the images and what you can create. So I can 100% see myself making cards with the Gnome collection for my friends and family. I think it's one of those that kind of needs to grow on you sometimes, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think the great thing about this is that you know a lot of people that would love to receive these cards instantly. You know, I think probably the majority of people that I send Christmas cards to, I could send these to, Craig. I think, you know, they are fun, which is awesome. Pamela says in the US we have many ways of describing what you all say is a motorway. So we call it an interstate, a highway, a parkway, and a throughway. Wow. Do you know what I don't get about motorways or highways, interstates, parkways, throughways in the States, Craig?
What's that?
From memory, there's not particularly like a fast lane or a slow lane.
No, there's not.
So they sort of all, and you sort of move, they all move just together at a similar pace.
Yeah.
It's very strange, isn't it?
It is. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Do you call it a roundabout or do you call it a circle?
A roundabout?
Yeah.
Who's ever called it a circles?
Oh, Charlotte, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised the amount of people that calls them. It must be a Scottish thing then.
No, I've never heard someone call it a circle.
Gemma from originally from Aberdeen. You let me know as well. Always seems to be a debate, which appears to be a Scottish debate, that many will call a roundabout a circle, coming up to the circle. But I say no. It's a roundabout. It's a roundabout. Sorry, Johnny, is that repeatable? What was that story?
What was this? Sorry, John.
Right,
Someone failed their driving test apparently by asking the driving instructor, the examiner, rather than like looking, going, just, is everything all right your side at a junction? As in, you just have a look at it, is anything coming? It's a very British thing to do, isn't it? Anything coming your way?
It is, isn't it? It is. I'm just going to finish off just a little bit here before I bring my layers to finish off. But going with driving, I'm glad I wouldn't, well, I hope I never have to take a driving test again. It was bad enough, that and the theory.
Oh, Pamela said, I think we got it wrong, because Pamela says the left lane is the fast/passing lane. I just seem to recall all the traffic being in all the lanes going all at different speeds when I was there. Maybe that was something about my dad's driving. The amount of times that my dad turned out the wrong way onto a, when we were in Orlando, Craig, as kids, would turn out the wrong way onto like a, you know, like a dual lane road. So kind of like quite a busy, like, we'd call it an A road here, wouldn't we? You know, coming out of a restaurant, turn out, rather than turning right out onto the road, would turn left out onto the road, just as you just see the traffic coming towards you. It's quite scary. It was quite scary.
When, before obviously COVID and that, when myself and Debbie would go to QVC Germany.
Yeah.
And every now and again, when our travel got sorted for us, and Shanna, who would do it through in the office, every time the month comes, she went, do you want me to book you for a hire car? I was like, no, I don't know if I've got the confidence yet to be driving in Germany. I wanted to, but
I don't think I've ever driven on the other side, you know.
That's my concern, is driving on the other side. That is my concern.
I mean, I've driven abroad, which is confusing, especially in South Africa, but it's the same side of the road.
Got ya.
So just the road signs being different and the junctions being different is challenging enough, let alone having to then compete with the other side. Let's call it the other side, not the wrong side.
I think though what it is, it's not just it's the other side of the road, it's you're driving on the other side of the car as well.
Yes, so all the controls would be on your right rather than being on your left, which is very strange.
So, you know, talk about a mind bender, having to try and think of driving on the other side of the road, but you're sitting on the other side of the car, so yeah, nah.
So I have actually, do you know what? I have, I take it back, Craig. What I was thinking was, I have driven on the left, I have driven on the other side, Craig.
Right.
But I drove my car, a right-hand drive car, into Europe.
Got ya.
So although I was on the other side, the car was still the right way round. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But it was very strange. Very, very strange. But yeah, I think it would be even more strange driving a left-hand drive car on the other side of the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Is anyone confused at home? Because I realised that probably made no sense.
No, well, I know what you mean, but just as a finish off, I'll just say that thankfully I don't have all that to worry about. Next week I pick my new car up, Joe, and it's an automatic.
Oh.
Now, my mum's car used to be an automatic, so I have driven them. It's just been a number of years, so I'll need to get my head round that.
I think our friends stateside are mostly automatic, aren't they? Or is it stick, as they call it? No, so auto or stick is manual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas nearly all of our cars in the UK are manual. I actually think I quite fancy an automatic car, you know.
You can have a little try of mine when I get it.
It's a sign of being a grown-up, maybe.
Maybe. We'll wait and see. We'll see. That's next week.
Charlotte, have you got a manual or an automatic car? Manual. Johnny? Manual. We're all manual, or stick, as they call it.
We're all sitting, and I'll have a wee shot next week in the car park. There we go. So finishing this up now, of course, I would finish that one off with the colouring. So anyone that want to know, so far I used dark red blend, gold brown blend, aqua blue, and it wasn't jade green, it was light green blend, and I would continue using them to finish colouring that one. If I bring that one in there, and then if I bring using some of our glitters, then there we go, that's the destination that you get to, if you were to make that really nice small card. And that's what's so good with this one. Showed you some finished samples where you can go big if you want, and you can go big by using the embossing folder, the pattern papers, but if you really want to scale it down, then you can do that on smaller cards here. That's the sort of thing that you can be making using the Gnome 8-piece collection, 38 elements in total, and well, say 38. 38 elements, that's your stamps, your dies, etc., etc. But then you're getting 84 sheets of your papers as well, / cardstock. £60 or $80. You guys across Central Europe, you just need to go to .eu for all of yours in Europe or in euros. But if you are platinum, that comes down to £48 or $64. All this talk of driving on the other side with Europe and euros and that, it's just gone. But there we go. That's what's going to be part of the craft along. If you don't have it and you do want to go for this bundle, the craft along that I'm going to be doing and making today is using elements that are within that collection there. So you won't need anything extra when it comes to that, Joe.
Awesome. It looks very sunny out that window today. What's the weather like out there?
Are you winding them up, are you?
It just looks very sunny today out there.
Looking out the window.
Behind you, the window behind you, it looks very sunny out there today.
Isn't it?
What's it like out in the paddock?
DPD with my Crafter's Companion parcel.
Oh, excellent.
Up. Yeah, just go round the side. Go round the side, thank you. There we go. Just come with my DPD, yeah?
Very pretty card, says Cecilia. Right, what I want to do is take a moment, give you all the details of US shipping and also Club Inspire. Take a look.
To our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members, who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Patty says she's got DHL coming tomorrow. I'm like a dog waiting in the window for goodies. Really made me laugh. But yeah, a lot of love still coming through for that last creation of Craig's. Remember, the gnomes, of course, are going to be your craft along a little later, which is your next show, actually, in what? Just under 2 hours' time, which is awesome. But I believe Craig wants to share more awesome cartload deals with us.
I am indeed. And actually, do you know something? There's a question just come up from Carol, and I am actually going to acknowledge this because this is something I get asked quite a lot. And let's just say there's been no talks, there's nothing in the run-up, nothing whatsoever, but it's something I've been asked, saying, does Craig ever fancy designing his own collection? never say never. Do you know what I mean? It's not been talked about, it's not been mentioned, there's no plans, but who knows what the future would hold? Absolutely, of course I would. Imagine having an opportunity for something like that.
Well, you do a collection of roundabouts.
There you circles.
Yeah, all themed around roundabouts, or squirrels and, how about swirly squirrels?
Yes, squirrels.
Swirly squirrels.
But yeah, Carol, that is a question that I have been asked quite a lot, so I thought I would acknowledge that one. So there's no plans to, never been mentioned, but who knows what the future holds. Never say never, that's for sure. It'd be nice if we all, actually that would be nice, if we all had like a mini, kind of like our own little signature collection, you know, maybe like Jan Styles and Debbie Styles, other Debbie Fiona as well. That would
Wasn't
be quite
Debbie
good.
Styles a singer? Debbie Styles.
Debbie Styles.
Like Debbie Styles. Was it Debbie Styles?
Debbie Styles.
Not Harry Styles, no.
That was that case of me just blurting out what gets said in my ear there from Charlotte being Harry Styles, when I know it's not Harry Styles. But I know who you mean. No. So,
Charlotte wants to know what we're waiting for. What are you crying for, Charlotte? I'm not sure what we're waiting for, Craig. Are you? Do you know what we're waiting for, Craig?
oh, well, I thought you were about to say something about Harry Styles or Thingy Styles, Debbie Styles.
I'm thinking of Dolly Styles.
Dolly Styles.
It's a very obscure Eurovision act. I've just worked out what it is. Anyway, as you were.
Go. Of course it is. Of course it is. And this is why
Charlotte
every
is savage
single
today, isn't
day.
she?
Yes.
She's absolutely savage today.
Yeah, I should just say, anyone else that's just tuned in, it's maybe never tuned into Wake Up Call before, this is why every single day our viewer numbers on Wake Up Call are growing.
Are they?
Growing.
It's a miracle.
And growing. It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. But do you know what? We have fun, you have fun, that is the main thing, and we give you some incredible deals, and we inspire you as well, which it's all about. So, deals and inspiration, let's have a look at these. These ones being our Centerpiece Create a Card collection. Now this one here is what's going to be featured within Cartload. If, and Johnny's literally just shouted in my ear, if, surprised you didn't hear him on the mic, saying if there's any left. And these ones, set of 3, so you can see there we have got on this one, look at that one there. So you've got the tree effect. Now a few different ways in which you can use them. I'm going to keep it very simplistic in a moment or two, show you the main concept as well as some finished samples. But then we have got here, Karen on Facebook, yes, Jan could do like a little mixed media signature collection, that would be nice. Sorry, it was just while your comment just caught my eye there, Karen, great idea. But yeah, so back to the centerpieces here. We've now got the fairy. This would work really, really well with the past Sarah Christmas collection. Was it Enchanted Forest? Enchanted Christmas? It's about 2 years ago. That would work well with this one as well. Then what we've got, one of my personal favourites. This is the unicorn, but by simply, and I mean very, very simply, chopping away at the top, that could be a horse if you wanted to.
I mean, it pains me that we think the difference between a horse and a unicorn is just a horn.
Just the horn? That is the only difference, are you saying? Or is there a different difference? Joe?
I don't know.
All right.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, are we saying that if we just go around and whack a horn on a horse, it becomes a unicorn? Is that what we're saying?
Me and Johnny, we were waiting, thinking, we thought you were going to say something there about the unicorn with the horse. But who knows if there is a difference? But certainly, yeah, by taking away the horn, maybe you might know if there is a difference other than the horn. Let us know as well, because we've still got, what, about 15, 16, 17 minutes
all
left?
of those horses out there that don't know they're just a horn short of being a unicorn. They just don't know they're, you know,
do you think
their
if a
potential.
horse goes to fancy dress and just puts a horn on its head, it's like, I'm a unicorn? Do you think they ever do that?
Don't know. I'm not sure they have fancy dress parties. Have you seen the dancing horses on the Olympics yesterday, though? Has anyone been watching the dressage? But it's practically dancing horses. It's amazing. One of the ladies won gold, Craig, and she is the most decorated female Olympian ever now. Something like 3 gold medals, 4 silvers and 2 bronze she has.
Amazing.
Most successful female British Olympian of all time.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Funny enough, I've not been watching much of the Olympics. I didn't see any of that, but I absolutely love horses, with my mum being into show jumping and that many years ago, and her love of horses. We used to have a couple many years ago, so I do love them. It's one of those things, I know it sounds really strange, anyone that has had horses in the past, it's that the smell that you can get, of the fields, and obviously I'm not going to go down that road of what I'm really trying to say, but when you get that smell, I really like it, because it just reminds me of being younger and being around the horses. Nostalgic, absolutely. It really, really does. So this one, when we come to it in a moment, then it might be good for any sort of occasions, birthdays or that, where little girls or boys love the horses. But here we're going in with the tree. Now within this one here, if you've got any of your teeny tiny little flower dies, why not start to incorporate these ones into the centre of the branches? You can be doing that. But another one using the tree as well, by using your water reactive inks into the back, see how you can start to create your sunset or your sunrise. It could even be wintry theme if you wanted to. And then you've got a completely different look, really going from more of a springtime to more of an autumn sort of look within this one here. But then we're going to go into the fairy. So two different fairy styles that you can see here. One being the black and the white. And then within this one here being a shaker, because they are quite easy to create shakers within these ones. So two different styles once again. And then we're going in with the unicorn. This one, where it's been done, it's been cut into cardstock that's been maybe about ½ an inch or so bigger than the background layer, and that creates that dome. Isn't it so spectacular? Then this one, doing your own fussy cutting and creating quite a few. Now there is 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers within this one here. So you're creating that different dynamic. You've got that nighttime look, but you've got that escape as if you're going all the way in there. And then just focusing on that one unicorn within the centre. Lots of different things that you can be doing with them. You can be snipping in, you can then be doing additional layers if you want, simply by having a bit of a play. So I think what we'll do is I'll show you how you can actually use them in the basic form of these ones here. And what I'm going to do is let's use the unicorn ones here. And I'm going to go straight in. And then when I show you the die, all the dies work in the same form. It's just a slightly different outline shape. The detail within the middle is what die cuts out, but then all of the outline and along the bottom, there's no die cut detail, Joe. So what that means is it stays within your cardstock. So what we can do, with a card this size, which I'm doing it 8 inches in width. So you will need a larger die cutting machine, but if you are using smaller card layers, maybe you're wanting to do a separate element, like I'll show you in a moment, then they will go through your junior or your midi. So you can have a little bit of a play in the sizes that you do, but by popping it into your card, and then what we can do is run it through, and that's going to die cut all of that detail.
Awesome. A lot of you loving this collection. Kerry says, I just made 4 of each of the Centerpiece cards as a collection for my mum. Love how easy they are. Ajit says, the Centerpiece looks like a lovely collection. And Kathy says, love watching Wake Up Call. I love being here on Wake Up Call, and I love that you love watching this as well, Kathy. Any questions or comments you've got about these particular dice, get them into us. You've still got time. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are, of course, across on YouTube as well. But they're really quite distinctive, these, which I like, Craig.
They're a style that I had never really seen before. I hadn't seen anything in die form anyway, and it was really, really looking forward to getting a hold of these ones here. You guys were as well. And what was funny was when these ones launched, one of the first things that you guys at home were asking was, will there be Christmas ones? So needless to say, when we brought the Christmas ones, they just flew out. And I think it's because they're very simplistic to create a really nice card, but the fact is that you can do them very quickly. And certainly when it comes to Christmas, that's what you want it to be. But then even all occasion, you can really make quick and simple cards. Then if you were to layer upon different layers, just fussy cut little bits out, maybe certain bits at the side here of the tree branches if you wanted to, maybe take away, you know, the actual tree stumps. Whatever you want, you can be doing. But if you want to create a little bit of a drop shadow, what I'm going to do is I'm bringing in a piece of black card. And I've got this about, well, so my card, the actual front is 8 by 5. So it's 8 inches by 5. In other words, 8 by 10 and scored it in half. Scored it, score in half. And then this black layer, I've made it a 1/4 of an inch smaller. So 7 3/4 by 4 3/4. So you would see, by doing something like this, it's going to go through your Gemini Junior or your Gemini Midi. But what we can do is we can then run this one through. And once again, it's going to show how you can do a very simplistic card and you don't need to do much at all, using it in the form that's intended.
Awesome. Gemma Worcester says, I have the Centerpiece dies in my basket. I'm so tempted. I think you will absolutely love them. The great thing is as well, I suppose there's not that many sort of cuts or things you need to do to create something stunning, is there? It's really, really quite straightforward, which is brilliant. Have we had a craft along on these? I want to say we have.
I think we have, haven't we?
I think we have, yes. And we will double check for you.
Yeah. Certainly it'll be on, of course it'll be on YouTube. I just actually worked out the other day as well when I was on YouTube. I know we can create your playlist and what have you, and we've got our own sections, but you can simply, by going on at YouTube, going on our page, and you can view just the craft alongs or just the cartloads. I didn't realise that. The other thing YouTube done the other day was it recommended to me I might enjoy watching Wake Up Call.
That's nice of it.
Thanks, YouTube. Little did they know that it's me that's on it. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, even something like your craft along, you can go into YouTube and just select the craft alongs and you will see them all. But as you were saying, Joe, I think why many people love these is because there's very little cutting that you need to do. So you can, by simply using either black card or any other colour card, maybe some purples, lilacs, oranges, yellows, whatever, you can then cut them out. Then say you popped some of your cardstock on the back, then a sentiment, you might want to do a little bit of inking around the edges, but you don't need to do much. That's more than enough to create a nice card. But then what I've done here, something that I've been doing a lot of is drop shadows. I could have had this even smaller, but that was the size I've done it because it's easier to explain. And I've popped some of my Dot 8 adhesive on the back, and then what I would do is I'd come along and create a drop shadow and make sure I've got a little bit of that black poking out to the left-hand side of the image. And then once I'm happy with that, what I would do is press to secure. So make sure that's really, really nice and secure. If I fold that back on itself, oh look at that, I needed to cut it a little bit shorter. Let's see.
It was the 24th of June with Debbie Robinson was the craft along on these. So you'll be able to go back and watch that back, which is awesome. There was a launch day, of course, featuring these as well. You'll be able to find that over on the website or YouTube. So it's another 2 hours of demonstrations. I remember, I think it was myself and Sarah actually that launched these. So yeah, you've got loads of inspiration. As you have now, pretty much, it's safe to say, Craig, anything we've sort of launched in the last 6 months or so, you have a launch day, you'll have a craft along, so you have hours and hours of inspiration for pretty much everything that we bring you, which is awesome.
We do, yeah, and actually, while you mention that, now I'm trying to think of the lady's name, it's escaped me just now, but it asked about a hunky-dory craft along. Now the reason our craft alongs only feature us at Crafter's Companion is simply because we do not have enough stock of hunky-dory. We don't physically have the stock because it's not ours. You know, you guys buy it, purchase it, and like Saturday, pretty much sold out. So we do craft along so that we can bring you the product, like today, available to buy. So that's why I'm not able to do a hunky-dory craft along. Other than that, when it comes to all our launches, as Joe says, pretty much from the last 6 months and continue, every product launch we have, we will have a craft along round about a month later, 4 weeks later, for you to come back and do the craft along. So yeah, 95% of product launches, there will be a craft along. If it's ours, Crafter's Companion, definitely. Just can't do it with something like a Hunky Dory because we can't guarantee that we've got the stock for you to purchase during that craft along. So that's why. But there we go. Something like this, really quick and simple. You will, of course, potentially add a sentiment if you want to, up to yourself. But by doing that, a little drop shadow, maybe a little bit of acetate or vellum from maybe the Gnome collection, you can do. But that is the basic form of the centerpieces, how you would use them. You might want to chop it down shorter, you can do lots of different ways. Have a look at that craft along. Of course, have a look on YouTube with lots of other demonstrations that's been done using these. We will, stock dependent. I know Johnny, once again, he just said they're still really busy for these ones. You guys, certainly on a Thursday, is... Can I say that, Johnny? Can I be more specific? Yeah. The bundle, the set, we've only got 58 of them left. So that's all that we've got. Now, keeping in mind, all over the globe. Who's that? Gemma, yeah, you've got yours in the basket, still not checked out yet. So if you check yours out, that's going to come down to 57. So here at Crafter's Companion in the UK, the US and Europe, number of hours to go before cartload. So there you go, 57 on that one there. Right, here we go.
Poor Rachel's sweating, our social media superstar. She said to me like 5 minutes, should we do this demo in the shop? I was like, yeah, we'll do it in a second. Don't worry, Rachel. I'm like, oh, poor Rachel now. Here we go.
Rachel.
It'll be a very quick one.
That's my fault, sorry, Rachel. Here we go. Number 1, number 2, and number 3 on this one here. We'll include that one. So 1, 2, or 3. So there you go. That is the demo of the show. Now, talking of hunky-dory, maybe you want to get your hands on some hunky-dory. Not just any hunky-dory, we've got hunky-dory Mirri Magic that we've got on the show as well, coming up in cartload. Now within this one here, this is Welcome to Fairyland. This is a Mirri Magic mega bundle on this one here. If we're lucky, we might have a look at this in cartload tonight. This one being $39.96 here in the UK, $58.46. But if you're platinum, even though it's hunky-dory, you still get your platinum Club Inspire on top of that one there. £31.97 or $46.77. Now within that one there, less than 100 left on that one there. That is your little book. That is the Welcome to Fairyland Mirri collection, and it's the decollage collection within that one there. It's hunky-dory. Once it's gone, it's gone. We won't have it back. So as I say, we will have a look at that and probably a little bit more details coming up in cartload later on in the day. But that is your Welcome to Fairyland Mirri collection. You know the story of Mirri. If you've not, then we might tell you again later on tonight. I know it's something I say quite a lot. I think Joe's like, yeah, I know, Craig, you bore me with that, don't you? But it's always nice to know.
It's always nice to know. You'll find out in the later show.
We will.
There's a reason to tune in.
Oh, gosh. Another 2 shows of us. Another 2 shows of us. But we'll tell you what we've got coming up, will we? The next one is the craft along. Hey, one of your favourites, one of our favourite. I cannot tell you how much I love these craft alongs. Adore doing them, being able to do step by step with you guys at home. Being the Nature Garden Gnome collection, that being 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Pacific time. And then we're going to come back for a really, really fast-paced cartload with myself and Joe. That being 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern time or 11 a.m. Pacific time. Do get your hands on some of these deals even before then, because some might be not be there by the time cartload comes along. Maybe a plate combination on the website as well for cartload with the Gemini. Check that one out. Right, we better do card of the show or demo of the show, I think. Joe, what do you think?
Oh, I think we should.
Let's go for it. We'll have a look and see. Oh, she's been quick. Do you want to announce the winner?
No, you can do it. Right, I'll let you.
Let's go for number 2. Number 2 was demo of the show, which is from Nature Garden collection. This is what's going to be featured as part of the craft along. So that's going to go. You can pretty much guarantee if you're going to be a betting person, I'm going to win. Demo of the day, that's for sure.
You will. Jan beat you yesterday, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't mind. What Jan does is really, really cracking what she does. I know you guys loved the show with Jan yesterday, and she was doing little comments. No other comments or questions coming through. Do get your more comments, your questions, anything like that coming along within Cartload. So also Cartload, but also Craft Along. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have 2 people crafting along with us, but then if you're going to be crafting along at home, then what I want to do is send your pictures in as well. It'd be so nice to see. We're away to go and get set up, get a bite to eat, and then we will see you back here at 3 o'clock, 10 a.m. or 7 a.m. Pacific time for the Gnome collection and the Craft Along. We'll see you shortly. Bye.
Bye.